Hello everybody, welcome to another video. I've got something slightly different today. I've got a Nexus 7 in front of me. I've had this tablet for quite a while now. It's sort of replaced the need for a laptop and I've absolutely loved it. And me being me, I decided to do a sort of review on it after the new one was announced. Of course, everybody is selling these now, since the new one has been announced, and basically I want to conclude whether this now old tablet is worth buying in 2013, so stay tuned. So first off, we need to unbox the thing. On the box is not a lot to talk about really. Made for Google Play, fully fledged Android tablet. It's just showing off that this is a Nexus and you're not going to get any funky overlays like Samsung and HTC do on their phones and tablets. And well, that's a little insert that pops out there, and this is the real box. More of the same really, and should pop off. It's notorious for being skin tight. There is the tablet, looking awesome inside there. I'll pop that out, and out pops all the paperwork as well. Most of the stuff isn't in here because, of course, I've been using this on a daily basis, so it's scattered around the house. But you've got quick start guide and warranty information. In here, originally you would have had the power adapter, which is here. It's a beefy little USB charger. It's a 2 amp, I think. Yeah, 2 amp. So it's definitely this thing does suck a lot of power when it's charging. You can't just plug it into your computer and expect it to charge in a couple of hours. It really does require an overnight charge. And that's it, basically. Not a lot in the box, but that's not what we're here for. I'm going to move it to a better camera angle so you can see the tablet better, and let's get into it. In terms of ports, you got yourself your micro USB charge and sync port and your 3.5 inch 3.5 inch, that's bloody humongous, 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left hand side you've got absolutely nothing apart from this little 4-pin sort of dock connector. I haven't seen any accessories available for this in this country at least, so maybe it's just something that's abroad, but I don't even know what it is, to be honest with you. On the top you've got absolutely nothing, but on the right hand side you have your volume rocker and the lock, power on and off switch. In terms of branding, on the back you have an etched Nexus logo, an etched Asus logo, they're the guys who make this tablet, and then you've got your speaker sort of hole. On the front you have your 1.2 megapixel little Skype, FaceTime, whatever you want to call it, camera. It shoots at 720p HD video, which is pretty decent. It's not the best camera in the world, but it gets the job done. And then next to it, you can't see very well at all, but yeah, you can just about see there. You've got your ambient light sensor, which automatically adjusts the screen brightness depending on where you are, basically. So now I've got design and ports out the way. Specs. This thing has a 7-inch screen at a resolution of 1280 by 800. Obviously, that's a HD resolution. It's an IPS panel, so you can view it from pretty much any angle without the colours getting washed out, and it looks absolutely wonderful. Watching a video, playing games, reading a book, whatever, it's absolutely wonderful. And even though the new killer feature of the new Nexus 7 is that amazing full HD display, this isn't lousy, guys. It is still a really, really nice display, so just bear that in mind. Other specs then, CPU wise, it's got a quad core 1.2 GHz NVIDIA Tegra 3, which comes packed with a 12 core NVIDIA GPU at 416 MHz, I believe. So running games, guys, you don't have to worry about anything. Every single game I've thrown at it, it's run flawlessly with barely a drop frame here and there. So yeah, again, you can sort of get the vibe now. Even though the new Nexus 7 obviously would outperform this one, this still, when it comes a day that this Nexus 7 begins to struggle with apps, then I will consider upgrade into the new Nexus 7. But at the moment, guys, just because the new Nexus 7 has been announced, it doesn't mean that this one is going to stop working. Real Racing 3, Grand Theft Auto, Subway Surfers, anything, it just runs it absolutely brilliantly. It's also got a gigabyte of RAM as opposed to 2 gigs from the new Nexus 7, and it does come in 8, 16 or 32 gig options. The 8 gig was discontinued, the 16 gig was then bumped down, and the 32 was introduced. There is also cellular data version available. So yeah, in terms of connectivity, you've got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. This thing just has everything basically, and it's got an answer to everything. If I just show you something which is pretty intense on both the CPU and the GPU. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I did test this on the Pipo Smart S1, which is a little Chinese tablet, quite a while back now. And I have found that this is pretty much tip top, the most intense game you can run on a tablet or a phone up to this date. And you can see this is on max settings as well, by the way, guys. (1280 by 800) IPS panel, looks absolutely wonderful, and it just runs it flawlessly. A couple of little gripes I have had about it though is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not as good as what you'd find in an iPad or an iPhone. It does drop every now and again. I mean, obviously it's being stubborn now and it's showing full bars, but it does drop at random times. Even if you're like sat in the same place, it will just randomly drop from time to time. Whether that's an individual issue just from this tablet or whether it's across the board, I do not know. But yeah, whatever. Battery life also isn't incredible. I don't know what's going on, but people have said the battery life on this thing is amazing. I haven't found it to be all that great at all. 5 or 6 hours of video footage, and it's gonna be almost down to 0 basically. It also does a weird thing. The battery icon, it'll stay at 100 for ages. You'd be watching a movie, couple of movies, and it'd still be at like 80 or 70. Then you put it down, wake up the next morning, it's at 10. It's not very consistent, and it does sort of bob up and down depending on what you're doing. So they're just a couple of little niggles that get on my nerves, but honestly, that's the only complaint I really have about this tablet. So, what did this little Nexus 7 get in benchmarks? Well, this is Antutu, and it got 12,541. That is a really, really decent sort of score. You can sort of see relative to where this sort of stuff is. 15,000 is the Nexus 10, Asus Transformer Prime Nexus 7 is right there, and then the only things that are really above it is these sort of flagship phones, the HTC One X, Galaxy S4, Galaxy S3, the Note 2, stuff like that. They're the only sort of devices out there that can outpower this at the moment. It's a screamer, guys, and although the Nexus 7 does have better specs and has this and that, I honestly, at this stage now in 2013, there isn't anything this Nexus 7 can't handle, and I think the new Nexus 7 is just there basically to go, hey, look what we can do with a tablet for £200. It seems a little bit sort of show-offy. You don't need those specs. I mean, some people like to say, yeah, I've got this and I've got that. If you want something that'll get you by for an incredible price, this is the thing to do it with. So we're in quadrant here now, another little benchmark, and you can see there, your device scores 3,574. What's above that? You got the Asus Transformer Prime TF201 and the HTC One X. Now, if you look and split that down a little bit, you've got blue, which is CPU, and you can see there's not much in it. You've got reds then, which is memory. Obviously those two I think have got 2 gigs, so it's going to be outperforming there a little bit. Green is I/O. Now the green is where the Nexus 7 loses its way a little bit. Orange and yellow are then 2D and 3D graphics test, basically. So if you cut that I/O out, there would be barely nothing in it. And considering these things would cost you, if you wanted to go Sim 3 on the HTC One X, it'd cost you about 700 quid. The Transformer Prime costs a lot of money. And then you've got this little Nexus 7, which you can pick up off eBay for under 100 quid now. And it's right up there with these devices. And I honestly am just gobsmacked at how well this thing performs and goes up against these high-end flagship phones that are talked about one hell of a lot. And it just keeps up with it. I mean, it's never going to break records now. It's a year old. And there's rumours of 8-core stuff coming along. But guys, whatever you throw at it, it just does it. And for the price these are going for, if you're looking for a laptop replacement, or just another tablet, basically, I can't recommend this enough. I don't know why you'd want to go out and buy the new Nexus 7 for double the money of what these are going for now. Basically, you can pick up a mint condition Nexus 7 for 100 quid on eBay, and I don't understand why you'd go anywhere else. It's a fantastic tablet for the money. Specs are great, screen's great, the operating system is great. I haven't talked much about the operating system. You all know what Android's about now, and it just keeps on getting better. I can't recommend it enough, guys. The Nexus 7 2012 is an awesome tablet, and for the price they're going for now, you got to get yourself one.